Dear students, this video covers the topic cell, the fundamental unit of life. I assure you, if you watch the video till end, you will be able to understand the topic without any doubt. Let us start. This is a cork tree. Cork is made from the bark of the tree. There are many applications of cork. One of the applications can be seen here. When you look the cork with microscope, you can find the structure like this. First time, this structure was seen by Robert Hooke. He saw the cork through one of the first microscope and he made the drawing on the paper. And this drawing was published in 1665 in his book Micrographia. In 1655, the English scientist Robert Hooke observed a thin slice of cork under magnifying device. He observed partition compartments which he termed as cell. Now, we can say the body of all organism is made up of very small units called cell. A cell is capable of independent existence and can carry out all the functions which are necessary for a living being. For example, respiration, digestion, excretion, many other activities which are essential for life are performed by a cell. We can see the evidence. Unicellular organisms like amoeba, Chlamydomonas, Paramecium are capable of independent existence, which shows a cell's capability to exist independently. Due to this, a cell is called the fundamental and structural unit of life. All cells are found to have same organelles, no matter what their function is or what organism they are found in. It means all the cells have same organelles. However, some of the organelles can be absent in one of the cell and that can be present in other cell. Many scientists worked towards the development of cell. A cell theory was proposed by three scientists, Sladen, Schwann, and Whitcomb. Cell theory states all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the fundamental unit of life. All cells come from pre-existing living cells. This is very important. All cells come from pre-existing living cells. When we come towards the shape and size of cells, cells vary in shape and size. They may be oval, spherical, rectangular, spindle shaped, or totally irregular like the nerve cell. This is. The size of cell also varies in different animals and plants. Most of the cells are microscopic in size. That is, it is impossible to see them with naked eyes. Some cells are very large. That is a neuron in human body. The egg of an ostrich is the largest known cell of a living animal, and an average egg is 15 centimeter long and 13 centimeter wide. Broadly, you can divide the cells in two groups, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Roughly, we can say prokaryotic cell is primitive cell, incomplete cell. Eukaryotic cell is advanced cell, very complex cell. First, we come to prokaryotic cell. In some organisms, DNA and RNA, they are called genetic substances, are bound by a membrane. It means they have covered, they are surrounded by membrane, enclosed by membrane, and this is termed as true nucleus. That means nucleus has nuclear membrane in which DNA and RNA are present. If they are not, if there is no nuclear membrane, then the cell is known as prokaryotic cells. So we can say prokaryotic cells are cells in which true nucleus is absent. They are primitive and incomplete cells. Prokaryotes are always unicellular organisms. Bacteria, blue-green algae are the examples of prokaryotes. Organism that has prokaryotic cell is known as prokaryote. Eukaryotic cell. These are cells in which true nucleus is present. So we can say genetic materials are bound by a membrane. It is termed as true nucleus. In this case, the cell is called eukaryotic. They are advanced and complete cells. You can compare this. They are primitive, very old, and incomplete cells. And these are advanced and complete cells. Eukaryotes include all living organisms, both unicellular and multicellular organisms, except bacteria, blue-green algae. Okay? Now, you can watch closely the cells. This is animal cell, this is plant cell, and this is the cell of bacteria. Here, this is the nucleus, and this is nuclear membrane. This is nucleus, and this is nuclear membrane. Here, no well-defined nucleus. So this is prokaryote, and these two are eukaryotes. Many cell organelles can be seen. You can compare. This is nucleus. In plant cell, this is nucleus. In plant cell, chloroplast is present, but you can't see in animal cell. In plant cell, this is additional cover, outside cover to the cell membrane. This is known as cell wall. This is not present in plant cell. So we are going to discuss in detail about the cells. Parts of the cell. The basic components of a cell are plasma membrane or cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. So this is, you can see, this is cell. The outer layer of the cell is known as cell membrane and plasma membrane. The fluid which is inside the plasma membrane is known as cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. And this small area which is enclosed by a membrane, nuclear membrane, this is known as nucleus. So we are going to discuss plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. And in cytoplasm, many structures can be seen, and these are known as cell organelles, and we will discuss all these things in detail. First come plasma membrane. It is very thin, delicate, elastic, selectively permeable membrane. Plasma membrane is composed of lipid and protein. So we can say this is the plasma membrane which encloses all the contents of cell. Function of cell membrane. The cell membrane or plasma membrane gives shape to the cell. The cell membrane functions as a semi-permeable barrier. Only few substances come inside and few substances go outside. So this is known as semi-permeable membrane. The cell membrane functions as a semi-permeable barrier or membrane, allowing a very few molecules across it. It provides a container to the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is enclosed by cell membrane. The cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed within the membrane. The membrane separates cells from one another. So we can imagine other cell here. So this membrane and the membrane of other cell are separated by these two membranes, these two cells, if you imagine that. And also it separates from the surrounding. The membrane separates cells from one another and also the cell from the surrounding medium. So this is about the cell membrane. But when we look at the plant cell, this is the animal cell. When we look at the plant cell, then one additional layer is present that is known as cell wall. So here, this is the cell membrane. You can see this is this part, this here you can say yellow part, this is the cell membrane, and this you can say green part here. This is known as cell wall. This one known as cell wall. So there is additional cover present in case of plant cell. So plant cells, in addition to the plasma membrane, have another rigid outer covering called cell wall. The cell wall lies outside the plasma membrane. The plant cell wall is mainly composed of cellulose. It protects the plasma membrane. Cell wall surrounding the cell membrane is available in plant cells and in cells of bacteria and fungi for protection. So this is about cell wall. So we have discussed cell membrane and also cell wall, which is present in plant cell. Now, next topic, we have cytoplasm. So we have discussed cell membrane and cytoplasm in case of plant cell. Now, this is, in case of cell wall, in case of plant cell. Now we are going to discuss cytoplasm. This fluid which is present between the nucleus and plasma membrane or cell membrane. Cytoplasm is the fluid contained inside the plasma membrane. It is the jelly-like substances. It is jelly-like substance present between the cell membrane and nucleus. Various other components or organelles of cells are present in the cytoplasm. You can see this is known as cytoplasm, and this is known as mitochondria. This is ribosome, rough endoplasmic reticulum, a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome. These are present in cytoplasm. Now, next we have discussed cell membrane, cytoplasm. Now come to this nucleus. It is generally spherical and located in the center of the cell. Nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a nuclear membrane. This is, we can imagine like this is the bigger balloon. Fluid is present inside the balloon and a smaller balloon inside the bigger balloon. So this smaller balloon is known as nucleus. And it has double layered membrane. The fluid which is inside the nucleus, fluid is also present inside the nucleus, is known as nucleoplasm. Keep it in mind. The fluid which is present between the plasma membrane and nucleus is known as cytoplasm, and the fluid which is present inside the nucleus is known as nucleoplasm. Nucleus contains chromatin, which is coiled mass of chromosome formed of genetic material, DNA, and protein. Don't worry about this sentence. This is the chromosome present in the nucleus, and chromosome is made up of DNA and protein, and DNA has a specific length which has a specific function is known as gene, which is the carrier of genetic information. When we say genetic information, it means if the parent has curly hair, offspring may have curly hair. This is the genetic information carried from parents to offspring. So this message is present in the nucleus in the form of gene, which is a part of DNA. Okay. When the cell is about to divide, the chromatin material gets organized into chromosomes. Generally, it is present, chromosome is present in the form of chromatin, and it is transformed into chromosome during the cell division. Nucleus controls all the functions of cell. So we can say nucleus is the headquarters, head office of the cell. Nucleolus. Some structures are present in the nucleus, inside the nucleus. That structure is known as nucleolus. So we can say in nucleoplasm, a structure without membrane is present. They are one or more in number, and they are the site of origin of ribosomes. So ribosomes are formed there, made there. These ribosomes. Now protoplasm, this is the simple term. When we say protoplasm, the entire content of living cell, including cytoplasm and nucleus, is known as protoplasm, and this can be divided as two: cytoplasm and nucleus. As we have discussed, the fluid present between the plasma membrane and nucleus is known as cytoplasm, and fluid present inside the nucleus is known as nucleoplasm. Okay. So let us proceed. Cell organelles. Now, first main part, we have discussed all the important part, that is plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Now, we are going to discuss the structures which are present in cytoplasm. These structures are known as cell organelles. Every cell has a membrane around it to keep its contents separate from the external environment. This is the membrane. The different components of cell perform different function, and these components are called cell organelles. They are mainly mitochondria. These are mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum. This is endoplasmic reticulum. These two, you can see Golgi apparatus. This is Golgi apparatus. Lysosome. You can see this is lysosome. Plastids, which are present in plant cell, and vacuoles, which are mainly present in plant cell. Okay, but very small in animal cell. Now, we'll discuss one by one all the cell organelles. First, we take the topic mitochondria. Mitochondrion is the singular of mitochondria. This is capsule-like structure. It is a double membrane structure. Its inner membrane is projected into numerous finger-like structure to provide the broader surface called cristae. Mitochondria contain their own DNA and ribosomes. Hence, mitochondria are able to make some of their own proteins. Because ribosome is the site of protein formation. Function of mitochondria, they provide energy for the vital activities of living cells. So many activities are going on inside the living cell, and they need energy, and that energy is provided by mitochondria. So mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria are the sites of cellular respiration. After cellular respiration, energy is stored in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, in mitochondria. Therefore, it is also called powerhouse of the cell. When the cell needs energy, ATP is converted into ADP, and during this conversion, energy is released, which is used by cell. So sometimes it is also known as currency of energy for the cell. Next, we have discussed mitochondria. Now, endoplasmic reticulum. This is endoplasmic reticulum. This is the cell has two types of endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. This is and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It is a network of tube-like structures from nuclear membrane to plasma membrane. From nuclear membrane to plasma membrane. Here you can see the gap, but this is highly magnified cell. So the gap is almost negligible. We can divide the endoplasmic reticulum. We can classify endoplasmic reticulum as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes on its surface, which give it the rough appearance. This is ... Function. It helps in transport of various substances from nuclear membrane to plasma membrane or vice versa. So from nuclear membrane to plasma membrane, many substances are transported. It also serves the role of packaging many substances in the cell. It helps in the formation of plasma membrane. This helps because it produces protein and lipid. Formation of plasma membrane and Golgi apparatus. Rough endoplasmic reticulum help in synthesis and transportation of proteins. A smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps in synthesis and transport of lipids. And these two are very essential for the formation of cell membrane. Ribosome. These are the tiny dot-like structures interspread in the cytoplasm. They are also present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. And ribosomes are responsible for protein synthesis. Next, Golgi apparatus. This is Golgi apparatus. This is a stack-like structure, you can see. It is also called Golgi body or Golgi complex. Golgi complex was discovered by Camillo Golgi. It is composed of many sac-like structures which are stacked one above another. Generally, it is connected and produced by rough endoplasmic reticulum, and it helps rough endoplasmic reticulum and a smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic. The substances which are made these two are repackaged and transported to their destination. So when we talk about function of Golgi apparatus store, modify, package, and disperse the substances produced by endoplasmic reticulum to their destinations. They also help in the formation of lysosomes. This is lysosome. Now we discuss the function of lysosome. This is, as we have discussed, lysosomes are formed by Golgi complex, or we can say Golgi apparatus. They are a small sac-like structure which contain several digestive enzymes enclosed in a membrane. They are found in eukaryotic cells, mostly in animal cells, not in plant cells. Lysosomes help in digestion of foreign substances and worn out cell organelles. That means, as we know, WBC, fight against the foreign substances which are harmful for us. WBC is supported by lysosome. So lysosome is responsible to digest the foreign substances like bacteria, which can cause disease, and also the worn out cell organelles. So we can say lysosome cleans the cell. They provide protection against bacteria and virus as it digests them. They help to keep the cell clean. But one thing you have to remember, during the disturbance in cellular metabolism or in case of rupture in lysosome, the content of digestive, the contents of lysosome, which is digestive enzyme, is released in cytoplasm and digest the cell organelles, and the cell dies. So this is known as suicidal death. During the disturbance in cellular metabolism or in case of rupture in lysosome, the enzymes are released in the cytoplasm and it digests the contents of the cell. This results in cell death. Due to this, lysosome is also known as suicide bags of cell or suicidal bag. Now, plastids. Plastids Plastid is present in plant cell only, not in animal cell. If the plastid is present in animal cell, like chlorophyll, then animal can make their own food from the sunlight, solar energy. But all of us, all animals, depend directly or indirectly on plants because plant has chlorophyll, one of the most important plastids. So these are somewhat similar to mitochondria in appearance, as mitochondria here, and we can compare here plastid. So appearance is almost same. They are also usually spherical in shape. And these are double membrane bound organelles like mitochondria. Plastids do have their own DNA and ribosome like mitochondria. So plastids are three types: chloroplast, chromoplast, and leucoplast. Generally, in book you can see chloroplast and chromoplast as same, but we can divide them in three: chloroplast, chromoplast, and leucoplast. Chromoplast, green-colored plastids containing chlorophyll. Chloroplast manufacture food by the process of photosynthesis. Chromoplast, colorful plastids, they provide color to flowers and fruits. Leucoplasts, colorless plastids, they help in the storage of various substances like starch, proteins, and fats. Vacuoles. Vacuoles are storage sacs for solid or liquid contents. Vacuoles are small sized in animal cells, while plant cells have very large vacuoles. 50% to 90% space of the cell is occupied by vacuoles in plant cell. You can see the size of vacuole in plant cell. In plant cell, vacuoles are full of cell sap. You can say cell liquid in this way, and provide turbidity and rigidity to the cell. In amoeba, the food vacuole contain the food items that is consumed it consumed, and contractile vacuoles expels excess water and some waste from the cell. It means in amoeba, vacuole is the place where digestion takes place and many waste substances is removed through the cell membrane with help of vacuole. So we can say vacuole, they help in storage of food, water, and wastes. Now, we have discussed almost all the things which are related to cell. But some more information are given here about the plasma membrane. As we have discussed, plasma membrane is semi-permeable membrane and it allows certain substances to come inside and certain substances to go outside. So how it happens? The plasma membrane is flexible and is made up of organic molecules called lipids and proteins. When we talk lipids, this is fat. The flexibility of cell membrane also enables the cell to engulf in food and other material from its external environment, and such process is known as endocytosis. It is observed in amoeba. Now, how many substances can enter the cell and many substances come out from the cell? Some substances like CO2 and O2 gases can move across the cell membrane by a process called diffusion, and the movement of water molecules through such a selectively permeable membrane is called osmosis. So we can say osmosis is the passage of water from a region of high water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of low water concentration. If the medium surrounding the cell has a high water concentration, it means quantity of water is more than the cell, then the cell will gain water by osmosis. It means water will enter inside the cell. Such a solution is known as hypotonic solution. So in case of hypotonic solution, water concentration is more. Here, water concentration is more, so water enters inside the cell and cell swells up. If the medium has exactly the same water concentration as the cell, there will be no net movement of water across the cell membrane. In this case, here water concentration outside the cell and inside the cell is same. So there is no entry of water inside the cell. This type of solution is known as isotonic solution. Iso means equal. If the medium has lower water concentration than the cell, it means this is a lower concentration, then the cell will lose water by osmosis. Such a solution is known as hypertonic solution. You can do a simple activity. When we put the boiled egg, we have to remove the cover in water and leave it for few hours. Then water will enter inside the cell, inside the egg, because the concentration of water is less inside the egg as compared to the concentration outside the egg. So egg swells up. But when we add some salt in water, for example, let us think here salt is added to the water. So the concentration of water is less as compared to the concentration of water in the cell. So in the egg here, so egg will lose water. So egg will shrink. So we can say in hypertonic solution, egg will shrink. In hypotonic solution, egg will swell up. If the concentration is same, no movement of water. In that case, we can say the solution is isotonic solution. Now let us revise it. This is the oak. This is a oak tree. This is cork made from bark of oak tree. This is the application of cork. When we see the cork through a microscope, you can see this structure, and this structure was seen by Robert Hooke when he was working in his lab. We can say the body of all organism is made up of very small units called cell. And we can say the cell is the fundamental and structural unit of life, and cell is capable to do all the functions which are very essential to survive. We have cell theory now. Cell theory states all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the fundamental unit of life. All cells come from pre-existing living cells. We can say most of the cells are spherical in shapes, but many shapes are present. This is a bacillus rod shape. You can say this is the spherical shape. This is the spiral shape. Okay, this is the shape of red blood cells, round, and this is irregular shape. And they are microscopic. Mostly they are microscopic. The egg of ostrich is a cell, which is the largest animal cell. You can divide the cell in two types: prokaryotic, primitive, without nuclear membrane; eukaryotic, this is advanced, it has nuclear membrane. This is known as complete cell. Prokaryotic cell is known as incomplete cell. This is the different type of cells as we have discussed. Here we can compare these three. This is animal, this is plant. So here we can see this is vacuole very small, this is vacuole very large, this one additional cover here. This is cell wall, this cell membrane only, and here it is also cell membrane. So here if we want to highlight this, so where we can say this is cell membrane, and here we can also this part is plasma. This is cell membrane. This is cell membrane. Okay, chloroplast is here. Chloroplast is not here. Nucleus is here and here, but nucleus is not here. So this is prokaryotic cell, and these two are eukaryotic cell. On the basis of the nuclear membrane, we can say that. We can broadly divide the cells as plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus, and all the structures which are present in the cytoplasm are known as cell organelles. Mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. Lysosome is responsible for the digestion of foreign particles. Endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the protein synthesis. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the lipid synthesis. Okay, we have ribosome. Ribosome is responsible for protein synthesis. Okay, here Golgi apparatus, it does work of repacking the substances which are formed by endoplasmic reticulum. It means proteins and lipids are repackaged by Golgi apparatus and are sent to their destinations for further use. So we have discussed the plasma membrane, semi-permeable membrane, as it allows only certain substances to come inside and certain substances to go outside. We have discussed all these things. And I request you to pause the video and write all the important points which are here written in very simple way, in very simple words, to make you understand. Nucleus is the head office, headquarter of the cell. All the functions are controlled by nucleus. Here we have discussed about nucleoplasm, protoplasm. Nucleoplasm, cytoplasm are the part of protoplasm. Cell organelles, as we have discussed, mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell, endoplasmic reticulum, rough, smooth, Golgi apparatus, here lysosome and their functions. You can write in your notebook. Here we have discussed about plastate, and the two things are common. We have to remember these two. These are again asked in exam. What are the common between plastate and mitochondria? They look like same. Both have their own DNA and ribosome. They're very interesting things. Okay, then we have discussed about the plasma membrane, and here different type of solution: hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypertonic solution. Here one more figure for animal cell you can visualize in. This is the 3D. Again you can visualize this the plant cell, and for your exam here is a simple structure a simply designed animal cell. You can draw this in your exam. And here, this is plant cells. And some important questions and answers, here it is written. You can pause the video and you can write question and answer. Who discovered cells and how? Why is the cell called a structural and functional unit of life? How do substances like CO2 and water move in and out of the cell? So we have many questions. You can write in your notebook for your reference. Very important. Why are lysosomes known as suicidal bags? We have discussed a lot about this. Difference between plant cell and animal cell. And here it is also important, difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. You can write all these answers in your notebook by pausing the video. Powerhouse, that's in mitochondria, lipids and protein. Okay, where do lipids and proteins constituting the cell membrane get synthesized? We have discussed endoplasmic reticulum, protein by ribosome, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and lipid by a smooth endoplasmic. How does an amoeba obtain its food? We have discussed what is osmosis and the difference between cell wall and cell membrane. Thank you. Thank you.